Test out that stream. Perfect. Hey, welcome along everyone on YouTube. Just going to start up our stream on Facebook here, so just excuse me for a minute and I'll introduce fully into the session then. Now, put up on Facebook. Right, okay, so welcome along to everyone on YouTube. Welcome along to everyone on Facebook. So Friday session, quick week, just need to fly in. I'll be guiding us through the workout today. Of course, all in the seated position today. A couple of movements planned, just a couple of little mini blocks of work. And for me with these sessions, it's always just trying to connect with different parts of the body. Just connect with the likes of the shoulders, the back, maybe the hip. A couple of nice flowing movements today. And a couple of little clusters of work. First and foremost, if any movement were to cause pain or just didn't feel comfortable, we'd always advise just to stop. Don't continue with a movement that just doesn't feel right or comfortable. But the way I will do all of these exercises, we will perform them twice. So you'll get a chance to kind of explore, see how the movement feels, and just to see what works for you. So, just checking in there. Joan, how are you? Very welcome along. I just want to kind of give a minute or so, just let everyone a chance to tune in. Just give yourself plenty of space. I have my bottle of water, and just out of the screen, I have my window open as well. There's another couple of people. Philomena, Joseph Swords, Nora and Joe, very welcome. Angela, very welcome along. Okay, so that's probably enough introduction for myself, and probably just to get moving, to get active. So let's begin, and let's end the Friday with a nice, some nice movement here. Let's check one more coming in there. Afternoon, Sylvia. How are you? Great to have you with us. Right, so let's begin. Let's get started. Let's get warmed up. As you know, with me always, I am a fan of starting with the shoulders. Let's just mix it up a little bit today, and just go with an alternate shrug. Lift the right shoulder, lift the left shoulder, one at a time. Just creating a little bit of movement here. Nothing needs to start kind of too dramatic of a movement, just that we are creating that movement here. It's just alternate, one shoulder up at a time. Okay, from this position, hands to my shoulders, elevate the right elbow, elevate the left elbow. So we'll just alternate between the two. Just switching on, connecting with the shoulder, just lifting one elbow in front at a time. So just directly in front. Okay, and then elevate the two elbows, open the right, and then open the left. So one at a time, just open the elbow from front to side. You start to create that nice movement and action here, just slowly opening out, front to side. Okay, just another couple of times. And down. Okay, from there, just slowly roll the shoulders back. And change direction. We will bring the shoulders forward. So really comprehensive little start on the shoulders there. And anyone just joining in now, just beginning the workout, so nothing missed yet. Okay, now just going to sit comfortable into the chair. My next action, just to fold the arms, rotate the body to the right, and then I'll rotate to the left. Might feel a nice stretch in the back, and might feel a little bit tight when you begin. The expectation is that you might start to open up a little bit here. So as I go along, the movement might start to open up a little bit each time for me. So where maybe at first it felt a little bit tight, I'm starting to get into bigger ranges now as I continue. So just spend a little time with the action, rotation from one side to the next. And back. Okay. Let's keep those arms folded, relax them down, and then just raise. Just to about shoulder height. So just folded arms, lifting in front. Up and down. And back down. Okay, from there I'm just going to bring the hands up, just going to press right arm and then left arm straight in front, just alternate, pushing out. All of these movements, aside from just switching on, just kind of checking different parts of the body if there's anywhere that feels maybe very tight, stiff, before we start to move with a little bit more challenge and intensity in the main block of work. Just checking out all these body parts, just bringing that heart rate slowly up, just warming yourself up, loosening everything out. Okay, and back down. Now, hands on legs, just slowly stretch down towards the feet and straighten back up. Again, I'm not worried about physically getting the hands to feet, just that I'm moving, lightly stretching down and then just straightening the position back up. Okay, and back, reset. Just to lightly extend or kick the legs out next. We'll kind of hone in on this movement in a little bit more detail, but I just want to keep it light now. Just kick the legs out one at a time. Okay, from that position, we'll just march it out. Just bringing a little bit of elevation into the knees. So again, nothing needs to be too intense here, just that you are moving and that you are active here. Let's revert back to those nice leg extensions or just like kicks out in front. Okay, and then just return back into your march. Just continuing that action, just marching out. You notice the only real main instruction I would give in the march, just that I'm not slamming down the feet, that they're nice and soft with the movement. So there's not much kind of force as I drop down, just nice and nice. And just finishing up through the warm up, just begin lightly tapping the heels out in front, just straightening the leg out. And then just open the position wider. Again, just stretching the legs out, lightly tapping your heels into the floor. And then I'll return, stretch the legs out again, but this time pointing your toes into the floor. So stretching the legs out and just pointing your toes lightly into the floor here. Out in front. And then again, let's just stretch the position out. So just continuing, lightly tapping toes out to the side, legs out, lightly tapping toes into the floor. Okay. Just continuing on with that action. Just checking. Mary, sir, how are you? Great to hear this. Yeah, brilliant. Hope you're keeping well, Mary. Great to have you with us today. And back, okay, just finish off, back to the feet, very simply, just point the toes right and left. Sometimes I'll work with ankle circles, sometimes people might find a full ankle rotation difficult, in which case I would always try and move it like this, just simply moving side to side, just create as much movement as you can. Okay. Just to bring the feet back then, and then point the heels side to side, right and left. Just nice and light through the movement again, just creating as much movement as you can. Control around the ankles here, just pointing side to side with the heels. And back down. Okay, warm up is finished. What I'm going to do is just bring us into our first little circuit or cluster of work. So I have 4 movements lined up. Really it's two movements, but just broken down between sides. But overall it'll be 4 kind of specific movement efforts, as it were. We'll perform this block of work twice. If anything, just get a feel for the action, and we'll see how this goes. So, first thing, I might just sit slightly forward in the chair, and I might just open the feet a little bit of width. Just going to sit nice and tall. What I want to do is, with my right hand, reach down and then drive the elbow back. So I'll always use the analogy of a lawnmower cord. If anyone like me has the old-fashioned motor at home with the lawnmower where you have to pull the cord, that's the kind of action I think of here. Reach down and pull back. With a movement like this, you just stay in a range that's going to feel comfortable for you. That might start kind of cautious here, and then as it feels comfortable, we might just develop into a bigger range of movements. An action like this is not really about stressing the body, more just about the connection, the feeling, and bringing that elbow back. Maybe connecting areas like your shoulder, a little bit of movement through the upper body. And then just keeping a nice, strong, stable position through the legs, so my feet stay firmly in contact with the floor. We'll perform plenty of repetitions, just exploring the range, exploring the movement, and just seeing how that feels. Just go once or twice more. And down. Now I just want to work through the opposite side. Again, I just like to keep a little bit of space, and then just reach down and then pull back. So again, I'll just often find with a movement like this, it might feel a little bit stiff at first, a little bit tight. And then as you progress through, it just starts to open up, and you'll just start to maybe get a better connection as you continue through the action. So reach down and bring that elbow back. And we'll just continue on another couple of times here. And twice more. And once more. Okay. Next movements. More of a lower limb focus. Just adjust, reset in the chair if you're comfortable. 2 actions that we're going to work on. When it comes to the hip, I just always like to imagine strapping myself into the chair so that I'm not moving too much in other parts of the body. I'm trying to lock in on the position and work on that area. So I hold on to the side of the chair, or the handles if you have them here. Lift your right foot to the side, back in, and then lift the knee. So those 2 actions through the right side. Lifting to the side, so you're opening to the sides, and then lifting up. So your hip is what we're activating here, with 2 different ranges or 2 of its different functions, which is going out to the side and then lifting up as well. Taking note, and that's why I kind of use that analogy of just strapping myself in that I'm not moving through the upper body. The only movement is controlled from that hip. So particularly as I lift the knee, I'm not bending. And as I lift to the side, I'm not turning away or anything. Just nice and controlled. We're working through those 2 actions. And down, okay? Swap sides, just keeping everything fixed in position. The control, the work is through the hip here. Lift out to the sides, back in, and then lift up. So to the side, return, and then elevate. So just working those 2 positions together. With lifting the leg out to the side, not to force it. Can feel a little bit tight. Might open up a little bit as you go, but just not to force it out to a position that would feel uncomfortable. Just continuing between the 2 positions here. Out to the side and then straight up. Once more. And up, okay. Just in between that movement, take a little breather. Just relax, rock the feet forward and back, and we're going to go into those same movements again. So Marie, Ballybrack, how are you? Great to have you with us. Carmel, great to no problem at all. Very welcome along. Just wanted to check in on the comments there. So take a sip of water if you like. And then we will go into a second round. So that's why I like exploring in the second round. If any movement there just didn't feel good, you didn't like a particular action, and we're all different, there could be reasons for that why it mightn't feel right. It's absolutely fine to make a change and just not to persist with a movement that doesn't feel good. Well, let's go again with our second round of the actions here. So, again, just going to open out those feet a little bit, nice and tall, in a good strong position. And I will reach down with right hand and then bring the elbow back. And maybe the second time now, I'm bringing a little bit more movement in. I just feel I can bring that elbow back a little bit further. And I just gently bring a little bit of head rotation as well, but nothing too extreme here. Just bringing that elbow back, just a gentle rotation. Again, every time, just reach down, pull back. And that left hand resting on the leg just to give me that little bit of support. And again, just like to spend a little bit of time with each action. So there's no hurry. I don't want anyone feeling kind of pressured to quickly, I have to get X amount in really fast. Take your time, explore the movement, open it up. As always, I'll just give you plenty of time to work with the movement. Let's go maybe twice more and once more. Reset. Left side, just reset. Okay. Left hand, reach down, pull back. And again, the second time now, just opening up much more. And that's why it's interesting just to kind of check with yourself. Maybe compared to the first round of this action, first couple of reps felt a little bit tight. Now I feel really opening up as I move through. Again, just reach down, pull back. And we'll just go another couple of times through this left side. 3 more. And once more. And back down. Okay, just reset. Again, just make sure you're comfortable in the seated position. The next action, again, we're just going to work through the hip. So again, just to fix into the position, I like to hold on to the side of the chair. You might like to hold on to the handles. Just kind of set yourself in. Open right leg to the side, back in, and then lift. So just working through the right leg, open to the side, and then lift in front, directly up. Again, just paying attention to that upper body. I'm not moving, so I'm not bending, particularly as I lift the knee. There might be an inclination to bend, but let's just keep that body straight. Let's work through the hip here. And no pressure, particularly as you open that leg out, not to force it too far out. Even if it's a small range of movement, that's perfectly fine here. We'll work once more, the 2 positions. And up. Okay, into that left side. Same action, out to the side, and then straight up. So, lift, side, back in, and then straight up. So let's continue on. Yeah, just work through a range that feels comfortable for you. Minimal movement in the other parts of the body, so I'm not bending, I'm not leaning. Just keeping everything steady in position. Lifting to side, lifting knee straight up. And I'll go once more. And back down, okay. Reset. So just in between this time, just want you to slowly roll the shoulders back, take a little breather. I'm going to bring us into a new set of movements. Just checking what I have. We're going to work a little bit of leg activation here. And we're going to have a little bit of arm and shoulders as well. Okay, so the first action, just want to show you this one from the side. I know I'm always hopping around on the screen here. Just want to show you the side angle for this movement. So a regular leg extension, but just a little bit of extra challenge in the movement. Just so you're not kind of going through the motions, which can happen sometimes with a movement like this. Just want to get a little bit more connection with the movement, which is why I kind of set it up in this way. So what I want you to do is elevate your right heel. So your right heel is up off the floor. I'm going to hold the side of my chair, and then I just want to extend the leg out and then return back to the toes of my foot. So extend the leg out, return to the toes of the foot. So all the time, I'm going to keep the heel of the foot elevated, if that makes sense. So I'm not returning to a flat foot position, unless, of course, this felt uncomfortable, just didn't feel good to you. Then, of course, I'll just return to a flat position. But if it feels okay, keep the heel elevated, quite literally keeping yourself on your toes here through the movement. And again, a really nice connection with the thigh, the top of the leg here. So we'll just work another couple of reps here. Take your time, explore the movement, see how it feels, and if it just didn't feel good to you, you can of course just go with a more natural flat foot position. But again, just like to give you that extra challenge, maybe just get a little bit more connection with the movement. And down. Rest. Elevate the left heel, so I'm on the toes of that left foot. Extend the leg, return. I'm on the toes. Extend and return. So all the time, keeping the heel elevated, getting a really nice connection with the thigh of the leg here. Again, let's just go another couple of times. I'm not really setting a limit or a specific number on the reps here. Really just explore the movement, connect with these parts of the body and just see how they feel. So maybe 2 more here on the left. And back down. Rest flat foot position. Okay. Next movement, just give the lower limbs or the legs a little break. Arm circles. So I just want to straighten the arms to my side. Palms of the hands down. And then just slowly forward in circles. Again, another movement here. Naturally, we might tend to start going really fast. But just keep this slow, keep it steady. Think about control through your shoulders. So don't need to rush this one at all. Again, we work for a good block of time, so there's no need to rush. And I'm just controlling through the shoulders. All the movement begins and is controlled through the shoulders with this action. If I look either side, we just see those hands drawing small circles, maybe opening up a little bit wider if that feels okay. And let's go last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Another movement just to connect with the arms and shoulders as well. So what we'll do is straighten the arms out, think about shoulder height, and then bring hands to shoulders. So keep the elbows elevated and just bring those hands to your shoulders. So instead of relaxing the arms down, I'm keeping the elbows elevated at about shoulder height. So I might feel the shoulder kind of engaged. You might feel a little activation with the arm, with the action occurring as well. So let's go another maybe 4 or 5 times here. And then back down, okay? Might feel a little connection with the arms and shoulders. So let's just maybe nice and relaxed after that last one. Roll the shoulders back, take a little breather. So they are the 4 movements. We're going to move into that little block again. Just change direction. We're just taking that breather in between, kind of checking in with yourself. If there was any movement there that you didn't like or just didn't feel right, that's okay. Just to change that movement. And not to persist with something that doesn't feel good. But hopefully everything feels okay and enjoyable. And down. Right. So back to the leg movement. I'll just show from the front position this time. Elevate the right heel, so I'm on the toes of that right foot, and I just begin extending the leg. And hopefully you can see that okay, that I'm just staying on the toes of my feet as I return. But remember, if it didn't feel good to you that first time, just bring it to a flat position, which you may be more familiar with. Again, I'll just think tension, connection with the top of my leg here. So we'll go last couple of times. And once more. And down, relax. Elevate the left heel, extend the left leg, return back down. So every time, staying on the toes of that left foot. Again, getting really nice connection. I can feel that left leg switched on, which is what I want here. And then just returning nice and light to the toes of the foot. Another couple of times, really connecting, feeling good on that left side. Let's go 2 more. And once more. And back, okay? Arms circles, just reset. Arms to the side, and then slowly forward in circles. And again, I just want to think of that control through the shoulders. Moving like this, it might start off easy enough, but it will become tiring. So if I went really fast, I'm just going to run out of steam very quickly here. But if I keep this steady, I'm going to get a better connection with the shoulders, and I have a better chance just to be able to sustain the movement as well. Looking either side, my hands drawing small circles, and just getting a nice connection with my shoulders. So let's go for another couple of seconds. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. Just going to reset. Arms in front, hands to shoulders, keeping the elbows elevated, staying at roughly shoulder height. Of course, if this feels uncomfortable, you will just relax the elbows back down. So you can always make little changes, whatever works best for you. But I'll keep the elbows elevated as I curl my hands to my shoulders. Last couple of times. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. And back down. Okay. Again, just kind of maybe take a little breather after that one. Let's just slowly roll the shoulders back. Kind of an intense enough little block. So just slowly relax the shoulders back. Catch your breaths, take a sip of water, and just change direction. I'm going to introduce us to 1/3 and final block of work. This is movement through the hands, fingers, and just wrist as well, forearm. So that kind of area where you might connect to it on the next block of work. I've mentioned this before, when the weather gets colder, for example, that's when this can become very beneficial and helpful. So, first movement, straighten the arms out in front, nice and straight. Palms of the hands are face down. Raise one hand, lower the other hand. And think about keeping the arms as straight as you can. So the movement from the wrist. So you see that I'm not kind of moving the arms. I want to keep those arms as straight as I can, lifting one hand up, lowering one hand down. Again, maybe the range, maybe there isn't much movement, but we'll explore it and we'll see if we open it up a little bit as we go along. One hand up, one hand down. Again, you might feel, so there's movement or control from that wrist, might even feel a little stretch or a connection along the forearm as well. And down, take a couple of seconds. Next, just more specifically working with the fingers and just opening up the palm of the hand. Arms out. What I want you to do is close the right hand, open the left hand, and then separate. So one hand open, one hand close. So spread and open the hand, close and clench on the other side. So one hand open, one hand close. It's just that separate action on each side. One hand closes, one hand opens. So another couple of times, not rushing, taking your time to unfurl and open the hand and to close. And down. Relax back down. Just come a little bit closer. Just to bring the hands up now. Just relax the arms now. I might be a little bit tired after the last two. Just to bring the thumb across the palm of your hand. So now nothing else is moving aside from the thumb of each hand. So the thumb of each hand gently moving across the palm. And again, we're not kind of pressured or expecting huge ranges of movement. It's whatever range is appropriate, whatever feels right for you. Really just getting any movement at all here to start off. So thumb across palm of the hand. Relax down. Just going to give one final action. Again, just to bring the hands up. I think this is called a hook grip. It really doesn't matter the name. This is just movement, mobility through the fingers. Think where you sometimes maybe get a callus at the top of the hand. So the top of the palm of your hand. Imagine like a little hook, and you want to bring your fingers in and then back out. So you'll see I'm not clenching the hand fully. Rather, I'm just curling the fingers so the top of the finger will tip the top of the palm of the hand. And that's what I'm just going to zoom in a little bit closer, just that you can see what I mean by that action. So it's really just movement through the fingers. Let's go a couple of times. And again, some of us might find this very difficult. It does not matter if it does not look like this, if you don't quite have that range. You just work with what feels right to you. And down and relax. Okay, so let's move through those ones again. Maybe just in between, just lightly shake the hands out. Okay, just give them a little breather, and we'll just work through those same actions again. And again, no pressure with those. Quite kind of much kind of more delicate movements maybe for some people, particularly if there is a bit of tightness or stiffness. So absolutely no pressure. Let's try it again. Arms out, one hand up, one hand down. Again, just that movement, that control through the wrist. One hand raises, one hand lowers. Might feel a little connection or a little stretch along the forearm as well. And just one hand up, one hand down. And back down, reset. And just because the arm shows maybe get a little bit tight in the position, then reset, arms out. Clench one hand, open the other hand, and then separate. So one hand open, one hand closed. And again, no hurry with this movement, just taking your time as you move between the two. Again, sorry if I look very kind of stone-faced here. Just very much takes a little bit of concentration just to keep the movement locked in here. Just get that nice connection. And down. Okay. Reset. Hands up. And then just checking in there. Aoife, how are you? Very welcome along. Thanks very much for tuning in. Just to bring those hands up and just to lightly bring the thumb across the palm of the hands. Again, just hope we can see that okay. Thumb across the palm of the hand. So this time I'm not moving the fingers. They just stay fixed in position. And I just bring the thumb across the palm of the hand. As much movement as I comfortably can here. And back down. Just take a couple of seconds. Final action. Let's see this one okay. Hands up again. And again, I just want you to think of curling the fingers just to tip the top part of your hand. So you're not going for a clenched hand, rather it's just curling the fingers to tip the top of the hand here. So hands up and just moving, curling the fingers down just to tip the top of the palm of the hand. As I say, sometimes where you get a callus maybe, or it just might feel a little bit coarse, the skin. So just curling the fingers down. Yeah, and some of us might be a little bit restricted. Maybe there's a past injury with a finger, anything like that. So you might have a restriction. Absolutely fine, no pressure. Just work with whatever feels right here. Oh, the last couple of times. Well, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Okay, so I'm just going to sit back here. Seconds. Right, and take a sip of water if you like here. And we'll go for a couple of stretches just to relax down. So worked hard there. Hope you enjoyed the movements. We worked in kind of full body rotation. We had the hands, the fingers, wrists, worked the legs, our arm circles, shoulders. Covered a lot today. Not too much to mention all in one go there, but a lot covered. So all we want to do now is relax the body down with a couple of nice relaxing movements. So just start off nice and light, stretching the legs out, lightly tapping your heels into the floor. Okay, and then just straighten the right leg out in front. Just want to hold that position for a couple of seconds. Relax down, straighten the left leg. Again, let's just hold the position. Again, straighten the right leg, just stretching that leg out, hold. Back down, and then once more through the left. Straighten the leg out, hold the position. And back down. Now, just going to elevate or straighten out the two legs together. Point the toes forward and away from yourself. And then point the toes back towards yourself. You might feel a little stretch on the back of the lower legs. Pointing the toes forward and away. And then again, just pulling the toes back. One more time. Point the toes forward and away. And then toes pointing back towards yourself. And relax down. Okay, next one, we'll work the hip a little bit today. So let's take a stretch. Hand side of the chair. Might just open that right leg out. Just pause for a couple of seconds. Back in. And let's just do that same action through the left. When you lift out, just hold for a couple of seconds. And back. Let's work through the right again. And back in. Over to the left. And then one more time. Step out to the right. Just going to hold for a little bit longer again. Just another couple of seconds here. Holding the position. Back in. And then finally out to the left again. Just hold for a couple of seconds. And back in. Okay. Turn back in. So next, let's take a rotation. A nice stretch for the back. I do this one a lot. Big fan of just kind of getting a little stretch in the back, and you can just work through your own range of comfort here. Sit slightly forward in the chair. Bring the right elbow up. And rotate. If you can get to a position where you can rest the arm on the back of the chair, that's what I will do. Maybe you can't quite get that far, just rest in the position as far as you can comfortably rotate. So we just turn the body, I'm getting a nice stretch through the back, and I'm just relaxing, resting that arm on the back of the chair. Then reset, left arm is up, rotate towards back of the chair. Resting my arm on the back of that chair. Back down. Let's go for that a second time. Arm up. Rotate. And again, it's absolutely fine if you can't quite access this range. You can't quite turn that far. Work the range you can. And maybe just see if you can open it up as you go along. We'll do it another time on each side. And back. Left arm up. Rotate. Resting on the back of the chair. Just getting that nice stretch through the back, and down. Let's go one more time. Right arm up, rotate far as you comfortably can. Again, just maybe note if you can go a bit further this third time compared to when you first tried it. And back down, and the opposite side. And back down. Okay, reset. Just straighten the arms out. Raise the hands. So a little stretch along the forearm. Hands down. Hands up. Hands down. And then once more between the two positions, hands up. Hands down. And then just relax. Clench the hands, fully clenched. Hold position. And then just unfurl, open up the hands as far out as you can and hold. Close back in, hold position. Open back out. Closing in, hold. And then open back out. And down. Okay, just reset, nice and tall. Shoulders next. 2 points. I want to lift the shoulders up towards the ears first. And then I want to actively pull down. So it's not just a case of relaxing the shoulders, but actively pull down. Imagine trying to tuck your shoulders into your pockets here. So I'm not just resting in this position, I'm actively pulling down. Imagine there were 2 heavy weights pulling me down here. And again, just lift up towards ears. Pull down. Lift up. Pull down. And then I relax the position. Okay. Finally, head movement. When it comes to the head neck, I always say this, but it really is so important to always emphasize not to force the positions too extreme. Or rapidly twist side to side, and I don't want to force positions that just aren't natural. So just nice and gentle, slowly look to the right. Again, I'm not looking to force the position too far, so just as far as feels comfortable. Then I'll just slowly transition and look over to the left. So again, the key point is it's slow and you're not forcing the positions too far. Slowly out to the right again. And then over to the left. And then we'll go one more time. Just transition over to the right. And then transition over to the left, nice and slow. And relax, back to neutral. Just going to finish off. A nice big inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale. Very welcome, Mary. Glad you enjoyed that, and Happy New Year to you too. I hope everyone's keeping well there, and thanks very much, Mary. And down. Okay, so that's our session for today, Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll be back tomorrow with our mobility and stretch at 11 o'clock, and we'll be back with the chair gyms at 2 o'clock and the more advanced circuits at 11 o'clock. So all have a great weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed the session, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, well done everyone on Facebook. Super job. Very welcome, Sylvia. Well done, Marie. Mary, no problem. Great to have you with us again. Well done everyone on YouTube also. Great stuff.